I don't have the stream set up for my second channel, the Human Sports Encyclopedia, which this was originally planned to air on. We're going to be doing our NHL Trade Deadline live stream and gaming sesh until the NHL Trade Deadline crosses at 3 Eastern, 2 Central, so 2 o'clock here. A lot of stuff happened while I was asleep, and we're going to get caught up, and we're going to see what goes down today. We are proudly rocking, if I can get this down here. You can't really see it, but I'm wearing my Carolina Hurricanes Jordan Staal special, and the game we've chosen to rock with is an all-time classic. That is ESPN NHL 2K5. Got the Leafs and the Wings going. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get caught up on what's taken place. The big trade that has officially happened is Brock Nelson, longtime New York Islander, going to the Dallas Stars, or actually to the Colorado Avalanche. There was a trade involving the Dallas Stars that didn't go through, but here are the details we have for the Nelson trade. William Dufour as well being sent to the New York Islanders for Callum Ritchie, defenseman Oliver Kylington, a first rounder in the 2026 or 7 draft, and a third round pick in 2028. Brock Nelson has spent his entire career with the New York Islanders, so this is a huge one. Another trade that took place, former St. Louis Blues defenseman Jake Wallman, who was he is now on his 4th team. He was traded late last night to the Edmonton Oilers, acquired in a trade with San Jose for a conditional first-round pick in the 2026 draft, and forward Carl Berglund. So that is what's going on. But the big news involves this man, Mikko Rantanen. And this is from Bleacher Report. The Mikko Rantanen saga could end with him remaining a member of the Carolina Hurricanes after today's 3 p.m. Eastern trade deadline, after talks of a deal with the Stars have stalled. Per TSN's Darren Dreger, the Stars and Hurricanes were unable to finalize a deal for the 28-year-old. Dreger did note there's always a chance talks between Dallas and Carolina could resume before the deadline, but nothing in place right now. This came after Frank Saravelli of Daily Faceoff reported the two teams had an agreement in principle for Rantanen on the condition that he could reach terms on a long-term contract extension with Dallas. Rantanen's contract status has already created a lot of drama this year. The Hurricanes just acquired him on January 24th because Colorado did not want to meet his reported asking price of $14 million annually. So I had gone to bed earlier in the morning thinking, well, we may have a trade, and the Dallas Stars going all in for a Stanley Cup run. But apparently this is falling apart, and we'll go ahead while we're at it, and we see the retro gameplay. This is one of my favorite hockey games of all time. And to think, it only cost $20 when it came out. Man, great times. So let's take a look at the standings, and first we're going to see where Dallas right now is currently the number 2 seed in the Central Division, 6 points back of Winnipeg. That would have put them that would have added so much offensive depth to a team that really doesn't have a problem scoring goals. Carolina currently 78 points. They're the number 2 in the Metro, which in the old days they would have them as, I believe, a 4 seed if they were doing the old 1-8 format. Carolina at 78 points, Dallas at 84 points. But that trade is not official. We're going to be talking all things hockey for the next 5 hours. And dang, look at the one-timer goal. Who smashed that thing home? Who was that? Let's take a look at that replay there. Gary Roberts turned over the damn puck. Let's see, Holmstrom on the slow replay. Who scored that goal? Look at that young Henrik Zetterberg, assisted by Datsu. Yeah, never heard that before. Jeez. Anyway, if you stop through here, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for making me your choice for your hockey news. Again, once I figure out how to get stream set up on the second channel, we definitely will be doing that. Of course, you already see what's going on here with Ovi, 9 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky, and he's going to break the record barring anything catastrophic, which nobody wants to see. Ovi is the greatest pure goal scorer in terms of being able to, in terms of shooting the puck. And look at, there's another. Was that Brett Hull with a dish? Holy with the dish? Well, I know he never really liked to pass, but look at that. Oh, that's a beauty. That is a beauty. Holy's one of the greatest natural goal scorers of all time in terms of just being able to shoot the puck. Well, let's take a look first off at our St. Louis Blues, who just unfortunately placed Colton Parayko. He is injured. He's getting a scope on his left knee done, and he'll be reevaluated in 6 weeks. And it is an absolute shame because Colton was having the best year of his career, 35 points in 62 games. He's fifth among defensemen in goals, and is a +8. And if you go by point shares, he's one of the most valuable defensemen in the entire league. Like I said, it's an awful, awful shame. But what the Blues can do, hey, the Leafs got one back. Look at that, Owen Nolan from Ron Francis and Darcy Tucker. Look at that. But the Blues coming off of a shootout win over the Kings, and they play tonight again. They host the Anaheim Ducks tonight. And you see Blues 19th in scoring, 21st in goals allowed. But I think that all the skill that everyone says the Blues don't have, it's coming. It's coming. And of course, Robert Thomas is on an absolute heater, 51 points, 51 games. So he's having himself a fantastic year. Refresh and see if we have anything new. Nothing as of right now, but we do have some other trades to go over that have taken place since. Minnesota Wild acquire Justin Brazeau from Boston for forwards Merritt Kushnutdinov. I hope I said that right. My apologies if I did not. And Jacob Lauko and a 6th rounder in 2026. Let's take a look at some more impactful trades. Longtime veteran Riley Smith sent from the Vegas Golden Knights to the New York Rangers, or they acquire him back from the New York Rangers. Of course, Riley Smith was a big part of the Cup-winning team for Vegas just in 2023. See, Winnipeg acquires some goalie depth, Chris Drieger from the Florida Panthers for Kaapo Kähkönen. Veteran defenseman Brian Dumoulin acquired by the Devils from Anaheim for Herman Traff and a 2nd rounder this year. Nico Sturm picked up by the Florida Panthers along with a 7th round pick in 2027 from San Jose for a 4th rounder next year. Another big one, Michael Bunting acquired from Pittsburgh by Nashville in exchange for Luke Schenn and Tommy Novak. The Predators might be, I don't think there's no might be, they're the biggest disappointment in the entire league this year. You go and spend the money that they spent, which is something that the Predators don't do, and acquire Steven Stamkos, and they acquire Jonathan Marchessault. And like I said, it's not the Predator way to go and be active in free agency like that, but the team on paper looked absolutely scary. And you add in, take a look at Eddie the Eagle, at the time Hall of Fame goaltender, another Hall of Famer, Matt Sundin, on the game. You make all those moves, and then you add Ryan O'Reilly in, and this team on paper looks absolutely filthy. Their on-ice play has been filthy. Makes you want to take a shower. The Predators have just been really bad this year. 23, 32, and 7. They're third to last in goals scored. Like this team has just not been it. Stammer has 38, and look at the Leafs tying it up. That Ron Francis line, which he only played 1 year in Carolina or in Toronto, but that Ron Francis line is doing it. But Steven Stamkos hasn't. Worst year of his career easily, 38 points. It's a -20. This team is they're bad. And it's so disappointing because that was a very, very sexy Stanley Cup pick for a lot of people on paper. Take a look at another big trade. Yanni Gourde comes back to the Tampa Bay Lightning, acquired as well with Oliver Bjorkstrand, defenseman Kyle Coyne, a 5th rounder in next year's draft, and a 3-team trade also involving the Seattle and Detroit. Seattle acquires Michael Eyssimont, a 2nd round pick in the 2025 draft, a conditional 1st in 26, and I just realized I think I have the entire the time set on real time. It's not what I wanted. Conditional first in 2027, and Detroit just gets a conditional 4. But amazing depth for the Lightning. Of course, Yanni Gourde is a former member of the Lightning. Bjorkstrand, who was drafted in the expansion draft by the Kraken. He's a steady middle six goal scorer, and that just adds more depth to a team that's really, really stacked and really, really good in Tampa Bay. We'll take a look last night, and then they are currently the 3 seed in the Atlantic Division, and they won a barn burner last night against the Buffalo Sabres, where they were trailing 5-3, but wound up coming back to win 6-5. I mean, there's a team that is this loaded offensively, and they lead the league in goals scored. Of course, Kucherov doing Kucherov things. Brendan Hagel's been great. Point, Gensel had a hattie last night. Like, this team is ridiculous, and right now they have 520 goal scorers, and Nick Paul's going to make it 6 this year. I mean, come on. And let's take a look at Bjorkstrand's production coming in. 38 points in 62 games with the Kraken this year. And then we can go take a look at what Gourde has done this year with the Kraken. 18 points in 37 games. So they're gaining quality depth, and of course Yanni Gourde's a good two-way piece. Not just nonsense. Vitek Vanacek sent to the Florida Panthers for Patrick Giles. Now Vanacek gets out of San Jose, who's clearly in a rebuild. Vitek is a solid goaltender. But yeah, of course, we know the Sharks, they're bad, and they have the worst defense in the league. And of course, we're not putting any of that on Vanacek. I know the numbers are terrible, but all in all, this is what we're working with as a collective: an 891 and a near 350. So he's a better goaltender than the numbers say. There's only so much that anybody could do with what San Jose has going on right now. It's a bad team. Let's see, Edmonton went and acquired Trent Frederick, Max Jones, Peter Hauser, and a 3-team with Boston and New Jersey. Boston also acquires defenseman Max Warner, a 2nd-rounder in this year's draft, and a 4th-rounder in next year's, and New Jersey acquires forward Scott LaChance. And former All-Star defenseman Seth Jones was acquired by the Florida Panthers for and a 4th in next year's draft for former top goalie prospect Spencer Knight. Clearly, he's not in the future plans of the Panthers, and they have a lot of goaltenders right now. So hopefully, he'll get a better start. Now this one did surprise me. Gustav Nyquist traded to the Minnesota Wild, and normally, even if a team is not a contender like Nashville is not this year, you normally do not see teams within their own division doing business together. But Nyquist sent to Minnesota, and he's on a pretty good hockey team, where the Wild right now are the 3rd seed in the Central Division. And we'll take a look at his numbers this year so far. 21 points in 59 games. Again, Gustav Nyquist, a solid middle six goal scorer. Can always provide you some strong production. Last year, he had 75 points in 81 games with Nashville, and it hasn't worked out this year. It just hasn't worked out. Of course, there you can see my Hurricanes patch right there. So check me out. If I can get my screen to refresh. So we've had a lot of trades previously. This was another big one. Ville Husso sent to the Anaheim Ducks, who have been quite surprising this year compared to the last couple of years, where the Ducks have been in a complete rebuild. They're a 500 hockey team. Of course, they can't really score. They're dead last in points. Good old Trevor Zegras, what a disappointment. 17 points in 36 games. He's not doing much, but they do keep the puck out of the net at a pretty decent rate. A lot of moves going on. Let's take a look at some news. Now, Brock Besser has been a guy that has been rumored to be moved for a while from the Vancouver Canucks. I even heard a rumor, read about it last night, that the Boston Bruins may be entertaining offers for Captain Brad Marchand. If the Bruins trade him, it truly would be the end of an era, quite frankly, in Boston. And the only quote old guard you'd have left is Pasta. Marchand is one of those guys you absolutely think of. He is a Bruins legend, whether he gets on your nerves or not, and he does get on your nerves if you don't play for him. He's a classic pest, you know. Let's see, Ricard Raquel looking to possibly be traded before the deadline. News for the Blues, firm on their asking price and not willing to move off of it. Now, what the St. Louis Blues potentially can do is, by putting Colton Parayko on long-term injured reserve, they would clear up cap space and be able to potentially get another defenseman to take his spot on the ice, or even to clear up to maybe set up for a big package to acquire a big name player if they're going to be aggressive. High scoring first period. Wow, I didn't expect that. But with all the rumors of Braden Shen being traded out of St. Louis, that could open up. And I'm not saying that they would go all in on a Mikko Rantanen, but hey, I wouldn't be mad at it. The Blues are just 1 point out of they're now 2 points out of a wild card berth after Calgary picked up an extra point last night, or two. So I wouldn't be upset about it. Let's see, Ryan O'Reilly turns down Leafs' attempt to reacquire him. Interesting. Let's see what we got here. Barry Trotz has given the player the right of refusal on any potential trade despite his lack of a no-trade clause. Wow. To that end, O'Reilly is reported to have turned down a move back to Toronto. Quote from Elliot Friedman on NHL Network, Toronto, as a matter of fact, looked into O'Reilly and they were told he really didn't have an interest in that reunion. Yeah, only one other team has been interested in the East of Ryan O'Reilly, which is the New Jersey Devils. Now the Devils may be looking to acquire. They might be interested in acquiring a forward with Jack Hughes going down for the season. Whoa! Speaking of Brad Marchand, let's see what we have here. The Los Angeles Kings have emerged as a potential destination for Boston Bruins captain Brad Marchand, according to Pierre LeBrun. While Marchand has repeatedly stated his desire to finish his career in Boston, the Bruins front office is reportedly listening to trade inquiries as the team struggles to stay in the playoff race. Don Sweeney is open to moving the veteran winger along with other key players like Charlie Coyle, Pavel Zacha, and Brandon Carlo. With Boston dealing with injuries to Hampus Lindholm and Charlie McAvoy and losing 8 of their last 10, the organization could look to shake up its roster and capitalize on Marchand's value. That would absolutely be wild. Bruce Boudreau believes that Brad Marchand would be a perfect fit for the Kings, citing his ability to bring a winning pedigree to a contending team. Quote, he is a winner. There's no doubt about that. He's played in 3 Stanley Cup Finals, of course, won one as a rookie in 2011. He's a top-tier pest. He's a leader. He's gritty. He gives you everything that you'll need for a playoff run. Quote, I could see him going to LA and playing on a line with Kopitar, a little bit of that Bergeron chemistry again. Yeah, and Anze Kopitar is just an anomaly, how he just keeps getting it done despite his age, and that's not being talked about enough as well. Of course, it's not what the Ovechkin run towards the goal scoring record. But Anze Kopitar has been absolutely timeless this year. Los Angeles currently sits 3rd in the Pacific. They've been aggressive at strengthening their roster for a deep playoff run. With Boston potentially willing to retain salary, Los Angeles has emerged as a strong candidate to acquire Marchand, who has 21 goals and 47 points in 61 games this year. He doesn't want to leave, but business, is business. Trade interest in Brock Besser is lukewarm. Despite coming off a 40-goal season, being one of the top scoring forwards available, teams have been hesitant to meet Vancouver's asking price. Brock Besser turned down a 5-year, $40 million extension, reportedly seeking a 7 or 8 year deal instead. I wouldn't give him that much, but again, that's just me. You'd be paying him the equivalent of being the face of your franchise, And in Vancouver, that's Quinn Hughes. While Vancouver has been active in discussions, the market has yet to materialize as expected. Not many of those teams want to cough up a first for Besser, adding that Vancouver's desire for a player with term rather than a package of picks and prospects has further complicated negotiations. Many teams have prioritized Mikko Rantanen's availability, and if Carolina makes a move for him, it could shift interest towards Besser. For now, the Canucks are holding firm on their valuation, making a trade unlikely unless the market changes in the final hours. So, he is an interesting name, and his numbers are, I think they're down this year from where he's got 37 points in 54 games. He scored 40 goals last year, and of course the Canucks are just struggling with injuries and keeping the puck out of their net, and they're fighting for a wild card berth in the West also. I was asked to talk about about Ovechkin breaking the record, which is going to be so damn cool when it happens. You know, this is the goal. Wow, I've never seen that animation before in this game. It's a 20-year-old game with animations like that, like for desperation goals. That's pretty cool. But Ovi, since he came in the league, he's been touted as, you know, the ultimate goal scorer, and I mean, he hasn't really missed there. He did have some stretches where his goal scoring was going down, and people were thinking, "Oh, is he washed? He doesn't try. He's not playing defense. You know, plus minus is really bad." But like, look at his numbers this year. Yes, he only has 17 assists. He wasn't drafted for that, y'all. 32 goals in 46 games. He is a point per game player on maybe one of the best teams in the NHL, which Washington last year absolutely struggled to score goals. He had 31 last year. And like in the last full season, he did not score 30 goals. So you see that? Yeah, it hasn't happened. He has scored at least 30 goals in every full season, and even in the 2012-13 lockout season, he still scored 32 goals. 9 times he has led the league in goals. Ovi is absolutely special. He's already first all time in power play goals, game-winning goals. He's taken the most shots. He's taken 6,803 shots on goal and still has a shooting percentage of 13%. So even as a volume shooter, he's still an efficient goal scorer. Take away this year where he had 8%, but he actually rounded out his game that year because he had 3 straight years of 50 assists. So never say that Ovi can't dish, but that's not his game. It's not what he's been brought in for. So he's going to break the record. Let's take a look at his goals per game. Let's see if we can get his additional statistics here. Oh, and if you ever want to, by the way, hockeyreference.com is your absolute friend. If you're not very knowledgeable about the game, but you love it and you want to learn more, then look at that slapper from Datsuk. That was never his game. But for his career, Ovechkin player comparison is Jaromir Jagr. Like this is all Hall of Fame, comparisons. Crosby, Gordie Howe, Solani, Sakic, Esposito, Lemieux, Hull, Gretzky, Malkin. Ovechkin's best year is comparable to a Phil Esposito season. That's nothing to wave a stick at all. And the consistency, if you look in full seasons, he had the most games he's missed in a full season is 10. And that was in 09-10, and he still scored 109 points and was a plus 45. I mean, come on. He's the GOAT goal scorer. Even though I do believe by goals per game average, Mike Bossy is number 1 in average goals per game. I do want to say, actually, let's take a look. I want to say that he did average the most goals per game because in 9 of his 10 years, he scored 50 goals. Now, that level of efficiency is nonsense. And people could say, well, look at the era he played in, got into the 80s, everybody could score. That didn't even matter. It did not matter. Bossy was incredibly special. And an average season of his, 99 points, 50 goals. Averaged 50 goals per season on an average season. Ovechkin, 89 points. Speaking of, there's a guy who should be in the Hall of Fame, Alexander Mogilny. If this game again came out in 2004, if the Leafs had some of these guys, say 5 to 10 years prior, they would have ran through everybody and won the Stanley Cup. And it's not even close. You know, it's pretty amazing. Again, guys, thank you very much for taking your time to spend it with us. Here, let's see, NHL Trade Deadline. Now let's go ahead and hop to the Twitter machine, because yes, some of us still refuse to call it X. And there are the full details for Brock Nelson going to the Avalanche. Let's take a look at what he's done this year. The Islanders, in typical Islander fashion, struggle to score. Let's take a look at Nelson, and he was tied for the team leading points with 43 in 61 games. You know, 33 years old. He just finished playing 900 games, so and barring any injuries or God forbid anything worse, he's going to hit. He'll reach the 1,000 games played by next season. So he had a steady guy. He had a nice stretch from over the last 3 years of 30 goals. So he's been a very steady performer for the Islanders. Of course, everything is just down this year in terms of goal scoring for the New York Islanders. Let's take a look at tonight's games. Let's see, Jets at the Devils. Caps say Ovi's up for some more goals tonight. Might happen. Playing the Red Wings. Utah at Chicago. Wild at the Canucks. Vegas hosting the Penguins, and the Blues. That game is actually at Honda Center against the Ducks tonight at 10 Eastern. So, hey, Ovi could get closer to the record. Let's see. Yeah, T-minus 5 hours will make something happen. You know? Oilers fans, when they see they got Jake Wallman, are they really grittying like that? Nah, that was the first time I saw a hockey player do the gritty. Let's go back to the Sharks and take a look at Wallman's production this year. 32 points in 50 games. Actually, that is very helpful for Edmonton. Easily probably the best player for the Sharks this season. Let's see where that could help the Oilers out. 13th in goals allowed, so that does help bolster their blue line and production. Let's take a look at now we're looking at point shares. Yeah, Bouchard and Ekholm, that'll definitely help out. He would slot in as the third leading scorer for the Oilers on their blue line, also to help out with Nurse and Kulak. So it never hurts. You can never have enough good defensemen. I don't care who you are. You can never have enough. So that is a good pickup for Edmonton. Yeah, can we get this thing going? Yeah, somebody do something. Atlanta Thrashers have projected $88 million of available cap ahead. I wonder what they're going to do with it. That is hilarious. I would really like to see the Thrashers come back. I know that the NHL is very interested, and I know they're very interested in the Atlanta market. So we're going to go ahead and share this thing and let the folks know. Come watch your boy. I've also really wanted a Thrasher sweater. I still would really like one of those. I think that would be super awesome. I've heard you've been shopping future considerations and fan favorite player to be named later around the league aggressively the past few days. To be fair, whoever runs that account, and there's another goal, Wings up 4-3. Zetterberg, that young fella. The whoever runs that account would probably do a better job of managing the Thrashers than the actual management they had. The same guys who took Patrick Stefan #1 instead of finding a way to get the Sedins the way Brian Burke did. Let's take a look. Do we have anything from Elliot Friedman? Buffalo and Jason Zucker working towards a contract extension. He wishes to stay in Buffalo. Of course, the Sabres are struggling yet again. They have not made the playoffs since 2010. Let's take a look at Zucker's production this year. Of course, he's been a solid veteran. 44 points in 54 games. Their top production has not been bad. But per usual, the issue for the Buffalo Sabres is that 29th in goals allowed. You go back and look just last year, they were 11th in goals allowed. Last year, the team's biggest strength became their weakness, which was scoring. And then the previous year beforehand, they almost made the playoffs. The issue was goaltending, but they had no problem scoring. It's frustrating to be a Sabres fan, and it's a shame because they have a great fan base, and honestly deserve better. Those fans really do. It's irritating. Let's see. The latest, the originally what we had for the Mikko Rantanen situation was that Dallas and Carolina had a framework, and then it fell through. I just think it totally sucks, you know. So guys, again, if you are watching, jump on in. Absolutely jump in. Let's take a look. While we're at it, we can take a look at our league leaders for the year. Where's our stats? There we go. And so far, Leon Draisaitl has just been an absolute unit. 46 goals. Nathan McKinnon, 98 points. Nikita Zadorov leads in penalty minutes. Man, let me tell you something. If you saw the end of last night's Boston Carolina game, that was so heartbreaking. And shout out to my buddy Markham. He sent it. I was laying down, and he's like, "Dude, you got to see the end of that game." So I go check out the highlights on Sportsnet, and he's trying to. I think he was either just trying to make an entry pass or dump. I'm not sure, because there was about 20 seconds left, and from inside of his zone, his twig breaks, and Seth Jarvis scores the game winner with like 19 seconds left. And that kind of stuff you can't make up. That's awful. That is a terrible way to lose a game. You can't predict anything like your stick breaking in your own zone, trying to make a pass. Jeez. Draisaitl leads the league in even strength, power plays. Sam Reinhart with 5 shorties. Mark Scheifele, which congratulations to him, recently became the Jets franchise leader in career goals. And keep in mind, this is the Atlanta 5-3. We got a Hattie. We got a 2004 Hattie. Look at that. Henrik Zetterberg, 4:15 on the power play. And then look at the backhand, the delay. You got Belfort to drop. Bam. Down. Bar. Goal. And a Hattie. Ken Klee was too concerned with Datsuk. Nobody took on Zetterberg. He was behind everyone. And you see, hey, there's something I absolutely missed. Look, the hats thrown on the ice, and then they just, disappear. Gotta love 2004 retro gaming. But Scheifele became the franchise leader in goals for the Jets Thrashers variation, and he's having a tremendous year. As are the entire Jets team. They've been nothing but spectacular. 71 points, 35 goals. It's now 332 goals, which again passed Ilya Kovalchuk for first all time in franchise history. And in goals. And let's take a look at what the Jets are doing this year. I mean, granted, it doesn't appear that anybody would be interested in going to Winnipeg. I know there's a big issue with, the Canadian dollar exchange and Winnipeg being a super small market and all of that. However, look at this team: 90 points, third in goals scored, fewest goals allowed. Of course, when you have a brick wall in net named Connor Hellebuck with a 201, 926, 36, 8 and 3, Helly is potentially on track to become the greatest American-born goaltender. He's definitely in that ballpark. And of course, the Jets are led by Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele, but they get so much production from so many people. They have 420 goal scorers. Very well could get El Nino to 20. But yeah, this team does not allow a lot of goals. Connor Hellebuck is nothing short of magnificent for his career. 311 wins, 257 career save. Leads the league in wins this year. He did in 2017-18. 2020, he led the league in shutouts. Dude's a complete brick wall. Do we have anything new? Anything new? Ottawa and Buffalo are in discussions on a potential trade that could involve sending Josh Norris and Jacob Bernard, Josh Norris and Jacob Bernard Docker. One to watch as the deadline nears. Let's take a look at Norris's production this year. Ottawa right now they are the last team in the Eastern Conference playoffs right now. Let's see, 484. Actually, I don't believe they would be. Now that we look at it, I think because you go off of regulation points, they would just be on the outside behind the New York Rangers. But the Senators are having a nice season. They haven't made the playoffs since 2017. Top 10 in goals allowed. Not a high scoring team, even though they definitely have guys who can score in Stutzla and Brady Tkachuk. But their bread and butter is in net, and you see here 269. They have 8 shutouts. So Ottawa is a team that could be. I don't see them making any major moves, but they very well could be making one in order to get where they can get into the playoffs. There were a couple other names I did see thrown around for potentially being moved. One of them was Vladimir Tarasenko if a team needs a depth scoring, and it hasn't gone too well for him this year. 25 points in 60 games. Of course, I mean, my man is a blue for life. Let's be honest, but he's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Can give you steady goal scoring in the middle. Let's see, last year, 76 games, 23 goals, 55 points. Had 14 points in 19 games on the cup run for the Panthers. I do miss him in St. Louis. I really, really do. But he's a guy that's been referenced as potentially getting moved. As we take a look here at the Red Wings. Detroit is a team I thought would be a lot better this year because they honestly got hosed out of a playoff spot last year. They had 91 points. They were a better team than the Capitals last year, but because Philadelphia blew it and Detroit did everything they were supposed to and were scoreboard watching, the Flyers absolutely blew it, and the Caps beat them and got in on a tiebreaker. I do believe another player I had heard reference that could be getting moved was David Perron, who's got only 6 points this year. Only played 23 games. But again, It's over 1,000 games. That's a lot of tenure, and he can still provide you some points and some physicality. So he's another name that I've heard be tossed around. See if we have anything new here. Oh, here is the latest on the Mikko Rantanen saga. The pending trade of Mikko Rantanen is still very much in limbo, and in fact very much in doubt considering the numbers reported. Darren Dreger says, see where it goes, but I'm confident Dallas were willing to go upwards of 12 to extend Rantanen. A big number for the Stars given contract challenges moving forward. Unless something changes, that's well short. Kevin Weeks, former NHL goaltender, reported that the average annual value on the Hurricanes offer to Rantanen was somewhere between $13 to $14 million. From the sounds of it, about $14 million short. Woo! I mean, yeah, you're getting great production, and you're trading for Rantanen. And let's take a look at what he's done with the Hurricanes this year. So far, he's only got 6 points in 13 games, but he's got 70 points in 62 games. I mean, to be fair, he's definitely he's earned himself his money. 28 years old, 2 100-point seasons. Let's see. Six seasons at a point per game. He's definitely earned his. Let's see, does Sportsnet have anything? Yeah, Jason Zucker has officially agreed to a 2-year extension at $4.75 with the Buffalo Sabres. Oh, congrats to Jason and Buffalo for getting that done. 20 games to go for Ovi to break the record. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get it. 6 Central tonight. Red Wings Caps, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. Should be a crime making employees work on the NHL Trade Deadline. That's hilarious and probably factual. Ooh, poutine. I've actually never had poutine before. Yo, what up, Marcus? Blues Doctors did Vladdy dirty. Yeah, they definitely did. They definitely did, dude. Like, I can't, agree more than that. They absolutely did, bro. They absolutely did. What is that? Yeah, and on top of that, we've also got NHL free agency, and news is wild there too. Is Myles Garrett going to get traded by the Cleveland Browns? They should. They really should. You're doing him no favors whatsoever. Get that dude out of here. Like, give Myles an opportunity to play for a contender. Let's take a look at this from Emily Kaplan. Canes have a deal in place to send Mikko to the Stars if he agrees to it. Only if he agrees. They are talking today. Not sure what Brad Marchand's future holds. Boston definitely talked to teams yesterday, but we know Marchand wants to stay in Boston. He's a Bruins lifer. I can't imagine him wanting to wear any other sweater. Ryan Donato of the Blackhawks and Kyle Palmieri of the Islanders continue extension talks. Both could be traded if not done. Scott Lawton is the next top center available. Asking price from Philly remains high. No guarantee that he goes. The Devils are still in market for a center and scoring depth. Now, could that be somewhere Braden Shen? That if the Blues opt to trade Braden Shen, could New Jersey be a spot for them? Quite frankly, as a Blues fan, I'd want to haul. As always, we keep hearing, quote, watch out for Vegas. Oh, watch out for the Vegas Golden Knights, huh? Okay. Watch out for Vegas. What is this? Oh, it's just a power ranking. It is a... Let's take a look at the new power rankings from ESPN. Oh, would you look at that, in an old video game, a 3 stars. You actually get a 3 stars. Owen Nolan, Pavel Datsyuk, and Zetterberg. Am I tripping? Do I not see the NHL here under there? Oh, it's way over here. Good, should be. Let's see the power rankings. Let's see what we got here. Of course, Winnipeg still number 1. Caps. See, nothing's changed. Florida's moved up 2 spots. The Matthew Tkachuk injury surely affects what the Panthers can do for the rest of the regular season, but with a spot in the postseason turning on the way to being locked up, Florida's just hoping he's back to 100% by the night of the opening round of the playoffs. You guys, I'm going to show you something really quick. By the way, dear EA Sports, this goes straight to you. Look at all the features. And yes, did I put a cheat code in to unlock everything? I did. But look at all the features that this game has. And it costs $20. That's something called the Dream Team Ladder. And you can start a brand new ladder. And you play with you can only play with an NHL team, right? So let's say you want to pick somebody that's loaded, right? Pick Colorado. And then you get to play against, you climb up the ladder and you play against these teams that are made. You got that. So let's go ahead and exit real quick. I just want to go on a little bit of a tangent. Look, oh God, look, it's the skills challenge, y'all. You can do the skills challenge. 1-on-1, the hardest shot contest, or hardest shot, breakaway relay, accuracy shooting, puck control, fastest skater. Again, you can do progression, challenge mode, where you can take, one player, which, Holmstrom was not the most accurate, so that has to be fixed. But you would want to take somebody like a Mario or a Yager, and you can do challenges and stuff like that. Hardest slap shot. Like, are we listening, EA? And then one of my favorites right here, the Heritage Classic. The first outdoor regular season game in NHL history. You can only play with Montreal and Edmonton, but it is at Commonwealth Stadium, and it's so freaking cool. Back to our power rankings. Vegas sitting at 5, Toronto's down 2, Tampa's up 1, Carolina up 3, Edmonton 9, Minnesota 10, Avalanche are at 11, Los Angeles is down 3, New Jersey, Columbus. Shout out to the Blue Jackets, by the way, with as heartbreaking of a season as it's been for them, and of course the Gaudreau family. Rest in peace to Johnny and his brother Matthew. They have been a fun team to watch, and I wish nothing but the best for the Blue Jackets. And plus, they have really awesome fans. So shout out to Columbus. 15 Calgary, 16 the Rangers. They're up 3. Let's take a look at where the Blues are. 21. It says, though they're out of a spot for now, the Blues certainly have a path to getting back in position, though the Colton Parayko injury certainly doesn't help. No, it doesn't. Two of the next 3 on the West Coast, of course, Anaheim tonight, the Kings tomorrow night, and at Pittsburgh on the 13th. So, again, we're hanging around. Do we have anything? All eyes on Brad Treliving as Toronto remains quiet while rivals improve. Y'all better do something today, because you'll make Steve Dangle crash out. Shout out to Steve Dangle, dude. He's so awesome. Love that guy. Keep hearing Braden Shen to the Leafs just being out of reach of wild card. I don't think the Blues sell. Frankly, I don't either. I really don't. But Shen, would you want players or picks? Because we can go young with the kids, or move and try to get a guy. But is there anybody on the Leafs you would want? That would be the question I have. Is there anybody that you would want from the Maple Leafs? don't have a lot of news cooking right now. I don't like that wind outside, I'll tell you that. So we don't have anything yet. We're not, quote, cooking yet, if you will. Oh, okay. Anthony Beauvillier hearing. This is from Elliot Friedman to the Washington Capitals. Now let's take a look. Sounds like, I guess, the Islanders are in complete sell mode. Or wait, no, Beauvillier doesn't play for the Islanders anymore. I don't believe he's with the... yeah, he's with the Penguins. 20 points in 63 games this year, but obviously he's capable of much more. The Penguins just are not very good right now. If I had to choose players, we have the prospects. We definitely do, but I don't have anybody specific in mind. I'd rather keep Schenner. I mean, trading your captain this late in the year is a gamble. There's occasions where it works. I remember, and obviously not the same caliber of player, but Martin St. Louis, and Ryan Callahan, who were both captains of their teams at the time, Tampa to the Rangers, they did a swap there. And, I mean, it worked out for the Rangers. They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2014. But Beauvillier to the Caps. Let's see, depth forward. He'll just be a depth forward. He's probably an easy slot in on third pairing for the Capitals. You look at his production; it all signs point that he's a third line guy. But that's a trade that we are hearing that seals the cups for the Caps. I don't know about that, but right now they are definitely a cup favorite. I think a lot of people would love for not just Ovi to break the record, but then win a Stanley Cup. That would be way too poetic. I know we traded Ryan O'Reilly. Like, dude, I know. It was painful, but, the way of thinking is that Ryan was starting to slow down. I know we traded our captain. It's not the first time the Blues have traded a captain. We traded Chris Pronger in 2005 because of the new hard salary cap. We couldn't afford to keep, anybody that was generally good. And we traded him for Eric Brewer. Hey, that trade led us down the rabbit hole that got us Jordan Binnington, okay? I don't know if you know about that. Honestly, the Chris Pronger trade is not technically a trade tree, but it feels like it's a trade tree. So, everything goes back to when the Blues tried to acquire Brandon Shanahan. I think it was 1991, 91-92. We had tried to acquire him, and then a judge ruled that basically we were trying to monopolize. So if we could have him, but we had to give up somebody in exchange, and because he came from the Devils, we wound up giving up Scott Stevens. So Stevens wound up winning 3 Stanley Cups, became my favorite defenseman of all time, quite frankly. Sorry to my buddy Chris, he's a big Flyers fan, lives out this way, and he absolutely hates the Devils, hates Scott Stevens. But we get Brandon Shanahan. And then in 1996, we trade him to the Hartford Whalers for Chris Pronger. And, then Shanny doesn't want to stay there, so he eventually gets sent to Detroit, and, he wound up ruining our lives for the next 8 years. But we have Pronger. Of course, he becomes an all-timer. He's great. Canadiens just scored. We wind up trading Pronger after the lockout, and we traded him in a package for Eric Brewer. And then we have Eric Brewer for a while. I know a lot of Blues fans didn't like him, but he wasn't the worst player in the world. So folks chill on that, but he wasn't liked because he was traded for an MVP. So we traded him to Tampa and for a 2011 third-round pick. That third-round pick was number 88, and it turned into Jordan Binnington. So there you go. We've traded captains before. Technically, because when we lost Scott Stevens, he was our captain. 1-year captain. He was a hell of a one, I'll tell you that. Saravelli with a couple interesting nuggets on the Nelson trade during the trade deadline special. Brock Nelson was not willing to waive his no trade clause to go to any Canadian team. And other GMs called after the trade, shocked that Callum Ritchie was moved. Thinks that Lou got a haul. Well, Lou Lamoriello is a very calculated guy for sure. Always has been. And while we're at it, hey, I just got an idea. Why don't we play some Immaculate Grid? I haven't done this in a good while. So, if you've never seen Immaculate Grid before, here's the layout of it. You have, either teams or topics in each of the corresponding grids, and you want to line them up with everything on this side. But the key is you want your answers to be as obscure as humanly possible. So, for example, you'd want to find somebody who played for the Wild and the Sharks, but you want it to be, an obscure, somebody obscure, or an obscure first-round draft pick for the Sharks, Senators, Oilers, so on and so forth. Dang, I gotta turn this fan off. But we're gonna play some of that because I just thought, dude, I haven't played that in a long time. Oh, Edmonton scores. So let's see what we got here first. Let's think of somebody who played for the Wild and the Sharks. That is not a common answer. And the rarer your answer is, the lower your percentage is. And players must have played in a regular season or playoff game to qualify. So let's see what I could muster up here. Ottawa or San Jose and Minnesota. I mean, your obvious answers are Brent Burns and Danny Heatley. Like, those are the mega obvious ones. Owen Nolan would be one as well. Like, those would be the three most obvious. I might have to come back to that because I want to think. Because, I want to put in an answer of somebody that, that played for either the expansion Sharks or the expansion Wild, and be able to take advantage of the fact that they are some of the newer franchises. We'll come back to that one. Sharks and Rangers. Oh, I think I know one here. 0.4%. Let's go. That's a good answer. And another key to great answers, if they don't have pictures. First round draft pick of the San Jose Sharks. Bust players are usually great answers. Or guys who never played in the NHL. Key is that I want to get a 9 for 9 on this grid. I really do. First round pick of the Sharks. Was Mike Rathje a... Was he one? Hey, yeah, he was. All right, that's good. That's real good. First round draft pick of the Ottawa Senators. Obvious answers are like Daig and Spezza and Yashin. I think Alfredson was a first. Chris Phillips was a number 1 overall pick. Now I need to think of a bust. It's got to be somebody who busted for them. Ottawa. No, we drafted him. Wait, did we? No. Ottawa, did we draft Ben Bishop? I want to say, no, we didn't. And of course, while playing this, we are not using like hockey reference or anything. We don't need to do that. And if we're wrong, we're wrong, because I think that's cheating. I want to say David Rundblad, but he was involved in the pick swap for Tarasenko. Oh, it's gonna burn my behind. I'm gonna pass on that, and then we'll come back. Edmonton, boy, they got a lot of notable first-round picks, especially in the last 15 years. But I am going to go with one that did play for the Blues. Magnus Paajarvi-Svensson. He scored a series-winning goal in 2017 in the playoffs for us to beat Minnesota. But he was a guy who just didn't pan out. He was really fast. He had a decent wrist shot. That was about it. Oh, dang it. That is going to drive me nuts. But I don't want to get anything wrong here, but I'm going to say David Rundblad. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I thought that we drafted Rundblad. He was involved in the trade. I think it was for the pick that turned into Tarasenko, or is it the Ben Bishop deal? One of the two. Damn. We're on fire today. I like that. Let's see. Common player for Ottawa and the New York Rangers. Ottawa and New York. Who played for Ottawa and New York? While we're thinking on that, let's refresh, see if we got anything new. No, nothing new so far. Let's see, Senator and there's a goal, Peter Nedved. Oh, he played for the Rangers. He didn't play for the Senators. Oh, Alex Kovalev, because I think that was one of the last teams he played for was Ottawa. Edmonton and the Rangers, and there's some ones that come to mind. I just hope they're not too. And Nedved would be one of them, as a matter of fact. Well, since he just scored, Peter Nedved. Dude, look at these answers. I know the 4% is a little high, but we're cooking. All right, Minnesota and Edmonton. Minnesota and Edmonton. For the Yakupov might have been too high of an answer. Dude, Tarasenko did play for them. Yeah. Hey Marcus, we could definitely play more of this because I'm kind of vibing now. Remember, the key is obscure answers. Edmonton and Minnesota. Edmonton, Minnesota. No, I think he played for just Edmonton. Minnesota and Ottawa. I think that one might be a little high. I think this one's a little high. Oh, it's not? I thought it would be a little more known. Todd White. Edmonton, Ottawa. Did Tom Gilbert play for Minnesota? He did, dude. We're hot. All right, now I need a Shark and Minnesota and the Wild. Dang, Oilers are cooking up 3-1. Let's take a look what happened here for Fernando Pisani. Wait a minute, was that a? Let's see. That was like a bit of a soft dish behind. It looked like a backhander that just went on a stick. Okay. Owen Nolan is right there. But I think that could be like a common answer. No, Christian Ehrhoff didn't play for Minnesota. Played for Vancouver. Dude, this sucks. Goaltending. Rolison didn't play for San Jose. Damn. My man with a howitzer. Oh, he wasn't ready for that shot at all. Marc-Andre Bergeron, who was kind of he was like Torrey Krug, but a decade beforehand. We're going to go ahead and go with Owen Nolan. I can't think of anybody else. Yeah, this is not going to be a good answer. Oh, but still, look at that score. Look at that score, though. Look at that score. Average score 6.5. Now we're going to screen capture that. Heck yeah. Dude, I haven't played in so long. Let's see. Immaculate Grid. Let's go shout out Immaculate Grid on hockey. They haven't tweeted anything in a while? No, that's crazy. What's up with that? Still, let's post these scores because that was awesome. I'm very proud of that. That was a great round. But now back to trade deadline stuff. Do we have anything new there? Now, I feel good about that. Now, the Washington Capitals made a strategic move by acquiring left winger Anthony Beauvillier from the Penguins. He's in the final year of his contract, has 13 goals. Reports indicate that the Sabres have traded Dylan Cousins and a draft pick to Ottawa in exchange for Josh Norris and defenseman Jacob Bernard Docker. Wow, Dylan Cousins. That's a big name to move. 31 points in 61 games. It's very key. He's a capable scorer. Just that the Sabres suck, you know. It's another bad year for them, but he's definitely got the ability to be a playmaker. 31 goals in 2022, 23, 68 points. He's definitely got it. But that's a big time move right there. Let's see if that is official. Don't have anything from the NHL side of things. But yeah, that's a big one. So Anthony Beauvillier headed to the Washington Capitals, and potentially Dylan Cousins headed to the Ottawa Senators. Let's play yesterday's grid. Oh, let's see. We got Caps, Hurricanes, Hockey Hall of Famer, and the Leafs, Islanders, and Montreal. So a common player for the Hurricanes and the Maple Leafs. That's not Ron Francis. That is always much too easy of an answer. Capitals, Leafs, and a Hockey Hall of Famer who played for the Maple Leafs. So that one we could just always go, old school. Mr. Johnny Bauer. Hockey Hall of Famer who played for the Islanders. Pat LaFontaine, and for those would be pretty easy. Common player for Washington and Toronto. playing for both. Oh. Got Leo Hansen, Islander, and Cap. Richard Zednick. Richard Zednick would have worked for Montreal and Washington as well. That one would be like a Mike Ribeiro. Semin would also be an answer there. I can't remember if Hal Gill played for the Capitals. I know he played for Montreal. Let's go with Semin. Hurricanes and Leafs. Toronto and Toronto and Carolina. I don't want to pick Ron Francis. Oh, Jeff O'Neill. Islanders and Hurricanes. Islanders and Hurricanes. Andrew Ladd. That's a bit. This one's not my best. And Carolina and what's it called? Who? Hurricanes and the Canadiens. Who play for both? Now I gotta really think about guys who play for Montreal. Kind of stuck there. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm kind of stuck on that. We're not gonna give up, but while we are, yep, and there it is official. Dylan Cousins headed to the Ottawa Senators, and let's see what details we have on this. Both players were not on the ice at Senators practice. Cousins has been on the rumor mill all season as he's having a second consecutive disappointing season after a breakthrough 31-goal season 2 years ago. He has 5 more years left on a 7.1 cap hit, while Norris has 5 years on a 7.95 cap hit. Let's take a look now at Josh Norris's production. 25 years old, 33 points in 53 games, 20 goals this year. Of course, now just a couple years ago, he proved that he has all the tools. He had 35 goals in 66 games in 2022 for Ottawa, and 35 points his rookie year. So, but maybe both teams are hoping they can, reignite something in each other. So that trade is official. Anthony Beauvillier to the Pittsburgh Penguins is now official. And I need one name for someone who played for both Montreal and Carolina. Like, I legit can't think of anybody. And that's crazy. Oh, wait. I hope I'm not wrong, but I want to say he did. Let's go! Eric Cole. Yes, sir. So that's a 30. Most common answers: Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Lars Eller, Z. Yeah, we almost forget that Z spent like a cup of coffee with the Caps. Damn near forgot he did. Alright, let's keep this grid rolling. Like I said, I haven't played and I don't know how long. That's 4-2, start of the third, and the 04 Heritage Classic. Let's see. You know, the big thing we're waiting to hear on is Mikko Rantanen. And if you're a Blues fan, do the St. Louis Blues do anything regarding Braden Shen? And that is now 5-2. And Ryan Smith scores. Do we do anything involving Colton Parayko? Do we put him on long-term IR and free up cap space temporarily to make a move? Who knows? And that's what we're here for. All right, this grid is from just 2 days ago. So this is the Penguins, Bruins, and a player who scored at least 1,000 points playing for the Flyers, Ducks, and the Panthers. So I'm going to go a bit off the beaten path because I'm pretty sure he did score 1,000 points. I think Brian Propp did. Yes. I don't even think he's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah, I don't think he is. He's got 1,000 points. I don't think he's in. I could be wrong. No. He was never an all-star or anything. He was just a consistent, player. Yeah, how about that? 1,000 points for the Ducks. Besides the obvious in Solani, I'm actually going to go with a player that not everybody knows played for the Ducks, Yari Curry, at the very end of his career. 1,000-point player for the Florida Panthers. Who? I didn't know they had anybody who dressed for them that scored 1,000 points. Oh, duh, besides Yager. Despite old man Yager and Jumbo Joe. Oh, wait, I think Eric Stahl did. I think he did. But was there anybody else? Did Ray Whitney get 1,000 points? Dude, he had to have. I'm going to say Ray Whitney. Yeah, Razor. He was on a line with Pavel Bure and Viktor Kozlov in the late 90s in Florida, and they were a really fun line. Alright, now common teams. A Flyer, and a Bruin. That's a dangerous combo. Philadelphia Flyer and Boston Bruin. I wonder. While we're thinking about it. Let's refresh. Again, if you've stopped through, thank you very much. Ryan Reeves placed on waivers by the Leafs. If anybody needs some muscle, Revo's always a good one. Everything else about his game is pretty well diminished, though, over time. Philadelphia and Mark Recchi. Yeah, Mark Recchi. Damn it, bad answer. It's right, but it's not a good answer. Alright, a Bruin and a Duck. Bruin and a Duck. Tough guy. I'm trying to think. So I kept thinking Sean Thornton, but he didn't play for Anaheim. He played for Chicago and Boston. And Travis Moen didn't play for Boston. He played for Anaheim. But he also played for Montreal. Dude, that 20% sucks. Damn it. I don't like that, brother. Yeah, there it is. Dylan Cousins headed to well, shoot. Anaheim, and I'll get back to that one because ain't nothing coming to me right now. almost said Michael Ryder, but he played for Boston. Florida, and okay, that's a trap to easily say Tim Thomas. Like, come on, dude. Bruins and Panthers. Bruins and Panthers. I don't know about that one, man. We'll come back to it. Flyer and Penguin. Yeah, two things that, just like oil and water. They don't mix at all. But, let's see. Philly and... because that's another Yager. But, damn it, Jaromir Jagr's played for everybody. I wanted the Blues to sign him a few years ago. I do bring him back to the States. Let him play. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. You get rid of all the usual suspects. You know, the Lemieux, the Crosbys, the Genos. No, Kasparaitis didn't play for Philly. He definitely would have fit that motif, though. But he's a Penguin. I'll have to get. Oh, I know. John LeClair. Yeah, LeClair ended his career with the Penguins. Penguin and a Duck. Now that one, I think that's easy. That's Ricard Raquel. But can we get a little more off the beaten path? Chris Kunitz is a common. Technically, Chris Kunitz also played for the Atlanta Thrashers. He started his career there. I think Carl Hagelin played for Anaheim, I want to say. Yep, sure did. Penguin and Panther. A Penguin and a Panther. Penguin and a Panther. Ah, yeah. Marty Straka. Would have thought that'd be a little more common. See if we got any extra news. Seattle Kraken assign 2 players to the AHL. Oh, still quiet. Still quiet. So I need 2 more. Anaheim and Pittsburgh. Dude, I don't know why Sean Thornton keeps popping to mind. I can see him in a Bruins uniform. Like, I can almost see him in a what's it called? In a Duck sweater. Oh, that's gonna bug me. That is super gonna bug me, dude. Damn it. We're gonna take a stab in the dark. I'm gonna say Sean Thornton. Probably. Holy crap, I'm not wrong. He also would have worked for Florida and Boston because he's wearing a Panthers sweater there. Well, damn. Okay. Florida and Boston. Man. Ooh, NFL news. Commanders just informed 2-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jonathan Allen he's being released today. Oh. Wow. Wow, that's a surprise. This is bugging me, by the way. So Jonathan Allen has hit the free agency market. Washington's got to be making a big move for somebody. That might be clearing up for Myles Garrett. No bullshit. So we're gonna have to keep tabs on that. For this last one, I might just have to take another shot in the dark because like nobody's coming to mind, and like I'm trying to think. Oh, duh. Oh, that one's too easy. If I say Nathan Horton, that's way too easy. Like, wow, way to give up an empty goal. You didn't clear the puck. If I say Nathan Horton, that's so obvious. There's got to be somebody else. Let's go ahead and do it. 51. Okay, still got an under, you know. I only had the one most popular answer. Yeah, Yager twice. Or 3 times. Speaking of multiple answers in Immaculate Grid, one of my favorite Twitter accounts is called Immaculate Ricky. And it is devoted to the baseball grid and how low of a score can you get on playing Immaculate Grid with every answer being Ricky Henderson. It's a really cool deal. Alright, let's see what we got here. Blackhawks, Predators, 40 goal scorers. And looking for 40 goal scorers for the Sharks, Devils, and Rangers. San Jose Sharks haven't had too many 40 goal scorers that I could think of, quite frankly. Outside, I think, like Marlowe, Owen Nolan, and Chichu. I don't think they had any 40 goal scorers in the early days. I want to say Nolan was the first. Because in the early days, the Sharks were like a big defensive... okay, Montreal getting it back to within a goal. Big defensive style team until they got... what's his name? Jumbo Joe. So I'm going to go ahead and put Owen Nolan. I know he did. 40 goal scorer for the New Jersey Devils. Zach Parise. Patrick Elias. The Devils have not been known for having big time snipers. Like they've had guys who could fill it up, but due to sacrificing offense for defense. I'm gonna go ahead and say, no. I know there was one. Brian Giunta, he did. I think he's the shortest dude to score 40 goals in a season. He's 5'7". No. Theo Fleury's 5'6", but he's one of the shortest 40 goal scorers for the Rangers. Zibanejad. I think Kreider did. Adam Graves definitely did. He should have a picture. Alright, someone who played for the Predators and the Sharks. Preds and Sharks. Because Nashville hasn't been around too long. So that one, I don't know if I'd be able to get that one. I don't know. Yeah, we're kind of just dragging right now. So, y'all, we're just hanging out. Again, if you want to stop through, hang out, talk some hockey, come through. We're just, knocking around time and, just chilling. I can't think of anybody who played for both San Jose and Nashville right now. And, I'm thinking of, the top-end players, from earlier days. Nobody's coming to mind. Nashville and New Jersey. Oh, Mike Dunham. Dunham was picked up in the expansion draft. Rangers and Preds. Nashville and the New York Rangers. I don't think Greg DeVries did play for them. Alright, let's move past. Blackhawks and Sharks. Now, one answer is a little too easy. So let's try to think of somebody else. Because the easy answer, hey, look, it's Captain Canada. I love me some Ryan Smith. He was a great player for the Oilers. All guts type of guy. And there's a former Blue, Radek Dvorak. He was involved in the trade with the Sharks that netted us the pick that turned into David Perron. Dvorak was a speedy two-way winger. Is there anybody else? Let's switch up games while we're at it. course, ESPN NFL 2K5 is an undisputed. I meant to click that out. Is an undisputed classic. Like, zero doubt that's a classic. So let's see what else we're feeling, because we got plenty of choices here. Hey, let's just keep it strictly 2K. Let's see. Nobody for the... This one would have to be Jeremy Roenick, but that's too common of an answer. Oh, no. Ed Belfour. He was with the Sharks for a cup of coffee. Blackhawks and Devils. Did Johnny Oduya? No, yeah, he did. Johnny Oduya. Bam. Rangers and Blackhawks. Tony Amonte. Not the greatest board in the world to put together, I admit. And of course now we're going to boot up the eternal GOAT that is NFL 2K5. Again, the game that made Madden go, that made EA and the NFL panic. Do I have any files? I got a file. What's this one? What does this one look like? As we're flying through all of this right here, all these classic rosters. I don't know. What's on this roster? Did I do something to this one? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything. Weird. Oh no, this was it. That's right. It was the Steelers rooster that I was messing with. That's what it was. Let's go retro unis. Let's put that Pat Patriot uniform on. Heck yeah. That thing's a beauty. Put everything on random. Oh my god, Bill Belichick's on an actual football game. Alright, let that ride. Look at that. You can just check it out in the corner. You're going to see all the magnificence and the glory of 2K5. And shout out to the modding community that keeps those games going to this day. I can't think of anybody else. Rangers and Predators. I really can't think of anybody. Like, I deadass can't. But let's just throw a dart out and say... Scott Walker? No. Play for Carolina. Legwan? No. Sullivan? I think we may have just got our first one wrong. Yeah, and we did. Sharks and Preds. Yeah, I think this one we're going to get wrong too. I think Jordan Tutu. Yep. That wasn't a good one. 7 out of 9. 7 out of 9. So that was our first bomb. We still have nothing going. Just the official, the Beauvillier trade is official from NHL.com. Let's play another round. Oh, we got a nationality thrown in. Okay. Lady Bing Trophy. And on the left side, we have the Kings, Red Wings, and a player with at least 50 apples. Wow. Okay. So let's do the American-born. An American-born player who played for the Kings. I mean, Dustin Brown easily comes to mind. Anybody else, though? Anybody? Oh, I think I know. I think I got a guy. I think Timmy Gleason. Yes! Hey, look at that! 0.05%. Let's go. That's a damn good one. An American-born Red Wing. An American-born Red Wing. I got one. One of the hardest hitters, and some might say a dirty player in his day, Darian Hatcher. That dude scared the shit out of me playing for Dallas. All right, a U.S.-born player with at least 50 assists. That one I think is pretty easy for me. Doug Waite. Had all his his best years as a passer with the Oilers. All right, so got all those out of the way. Those are great answers. Lady Byng Trophy winner for the Los Angeles Kings. I mean, I assume Wayne won the Lady Byng. I completely assume he did. So let's just go with Wayne. Oh! Dude, that sucks so bad. That sucks so bad. Guessing Wayne is never the answer, but I couldn't think of anybody else. Alright, a Red Wing who won the Lady Byng. A Red Wing who won the Lady Byng. Did Draper do it? I know he won a Selkie. Wrong. Now this one is tough. I'll admit this is tough. 50 assists and a Lady Byng. 50 apples and a Lady Byng. I think that'd be Brad Richards. Yep. Oh, damn it. A King and a Senator. Brian Smolinski. A Senator and a Red Wing. That's not Marian Hossa. Ooh, man, Brady got lit the hell up there. Ottawa and Detroit. Alfie played there too. Let's pretend he didn't. See, Steve Duchesne, did he play for the Sens? I want to say he did. Yes, he did. And 50 apples in a season for the Ottawa Senators. Could be Erik Karlsson, Spezza, Alfie, Hossa. No, Hossa didn't have 50. No, he did. He did. But Yashin didn't. Yeah, he didn't. He did not, so I'm going to have to go with Jason Spezza. This wasn't a good grid. Dotsuk won the Lady Byng. That one wasn't good. Alright, give me some news. Still got nothing. But let's go take a look at that Jonathan Allen news. That was very surprising. Oh, wait, hold on. New news on the Myles Garrett situation. Browns owner declines meeting. Jimmy Haslam recently declined a request to meet with Myles Garrett amid his request and directed him to speak instead with the general manager. A Brown spokesperson declined to comment. Garrett wishing to be traded to a contender. The Browns, they will not acquiesce in the request. This is garbage. This is garbage. He doesn't want to be a part of your present and future. You don't have a future. You don't have one. Are you kidding? That's crazy. Oh, what's this? Buffalo Bills are keeping one of their team captains, agreeing to terms with linebacker Terrell Bernard on a 4-year extension for $50 million at 25.2 guaranteed. Second member of their draft class have been taken care of for the long term, joining Khalil Shakir, who signed a 4-year extension. Good deal, good deal. Major congratulations. We had Jonathan Allen has been released by the Washington Commanders. I didn't do too good on that one. Alright, let's see. This one's just all teams. Alright, Blues, Lightning, Stars, Canadiens, Canucks, Oilers. Who played for the Blues and the Canadiens? I mean, besides Jake Allen. Is there anybody else that dabbled for both? Oh, technically, and this one is a super obscure one. I'm glad I know this. Valerie Bure. Yes, he was with us for a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in the big time. So I'm glad I know that one. Let's see. Dallas and Montreal. I want to say Shane Corson, but I can't recall if he played for Dallas. He did. So, yeah. Shane Corson. Bam. Tampa and Montreal. Besides Marty St. Louis. Oh, wait, no. He never played for them. He's their coach. My bad. Montreal Canadian. Oh, Ryan McDonough. That's a common answer. Looking for uncommon answers. That's incomplete. Uncommon answers here. Ben Bishop didn't play for... No, Chris Paul Huey didn't play for Tampa. Ben Bishop didn't play for Montreal. No. We'll come back there. We'll have to come back. Because that one's escaping me right now. Let's try Tampa and Vancouver. Lightning and Canucks. Lightning and Canucks. If you guys have any answers or any suggestions in the chat, do let me know while we're playing, because we're just playing some grid, just hanging out, checking the trade deadline, got some retro gaming going, and not a whole lot of nothing right now. We had a couple trades, but nothing major. Again, don't have super chats, but your boy does have means to be tipped. If you want to help, help a brother out, maybe help with some groceries, you see it in the chat, and we'll be very, very thankful. Oh man, Tampa and Vancouver. I can't think of anybody. Alright, Vancouver and Dallas. Played for the Canucks and... Oh, Mike Keane. Alright, Canucks and Blues. Did we have Cliff Ronning? Because he played for Vancouver. I can't think of like a lot of ex-Canucks that played for us. Oh, Jeff Brown. Alright, Blue and Oiler. Yeah, I mean, that's Pronger, obvious. Brewer. Think of who else in that trade. Trying to think of somebody else other than everyone involved in that deal. Dang it. Oh, I'll get back to that one. I just don't want to say Chris Pronger. It's way too easy. I don't want to say Eric Brewer. That's... Oh, I know. Never mind. I know. Bam. Ty Conklin. So my Blues answers are really good. I'm happy with those. Edmonton and Dallas. I think I got a good one there. Alex Hemsky. Ooh, too high. Much too high. Gross. All right, Tampa and Edmonton. Oh yeah, for Edmonton, Nail Yakupov would have worked again. Dude, that's the second time you suggested him. Tampa. Oh, I got one. I think this is right. Please let this. I want to say he did. Yes, completely right. Alright, now Vancouver and Tampa. Oh, I know. Underrated defenseman Matthias Olin. And Tampa and Montreal. McDonough would be too high. Ryan McDonough would be much too high. Watch. Oh, that's right. No, Montreal drafted him. He didn't play for them. Jonathan Drouin. Alright. Let's refresh. Give me some juice. Give me something. It's been kind of slow, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's keep it rolling here. Markham, you should play this. You and Kate. No, I'll say Katie, but, she would know. So she knows a little bit, but she ain't us. Alright, we got the Flames, Caps, and a 500 goal scorer. Flyers, Devils, and Sabres. So let's do 500 goal scorer who played for the Philadelphia Flyers. They don't have one themselves. They don't have a 500 goal scorer themselves, but Yager did play there. But he's a common ass answer. Lindros never made 500 goals. Bobby Clark did not have 500 goals. Oh. JR did, and that's a terrible answer. That's an absolutely terrible answer. I just couldn't think of anybody else. Scored 500 and played for them. New Jersey, Joe Nieuwendyk. Buffalo, they've had their share. Wait, no, they haven't. Oh, Dave Andrechuk. See, this board sucks. It's already a bad one. Since it's bad, let's see. Mike Knuble, Washington, and New Jersey. See, Capital and Devil. Oh, let's just blow it up. Bad. Cap and Sabre. My God, what are you doing? Running backwards? Yo. And Heinz Ward got redirected the wrong way. Buffalo and Washington. Buffalo and Washington. Oh no. That one I'm a little slumped on. I'm not going to hold you, so let's get back to it. Calgary and Philly. Oh, hello. Oh. Now we definitely got some action now. Andrei Kuzmenko, who just got traded to the Flyers, has now been traded to the Los Angeles Kings for a third rounder in the 2027 draft. And Kuzmenko is definitely a talented goal scorer. Let's go ahead and get you the numbers on what the Kings are acquiring. 29-year-old. He's got 20 points in 44 games, but he's very capable of scoring. His goal scoring has gone down this year. He's been moved around. He hasn't fit. The Flyers are not that good of a team this year. Bro, why don't you call fair catch or let that bounce? Yeah, and this season, 44 games played, 6 goals, 14 assists, and he's a -12. Far cry from his rookie year where he had 39 goals for the Canucks. But he could get a jump start by going to the Kings. So that's Andrei Kuzmenko to Los Angeles, and the Kings currently 3rd in the Pacific Division. They could definitely use some goal scoring in typical Kings fashion. They're a strong defensive team. Goaltending is excellent, but they could definitely use some goal scoring help. Where they've got 7 players with at least 12 goals, but only 2 over 20. Ante Kopitar getting no younger. Of course, the goaltending is outstanding for the Kings, but they definitely needed some wing scoring. So that's a big one, and it might jumpstart Kuzmenko. So that's something what we've got there. Let's blow up this terrible, immaculate grid. It's no longer immaculate. Whatever the opposite of immaculate is, garbage. Philadelphia and Calgary. Can't think of nobody off the top, and again, we didn't play there. Calgary, New Jersey. Flames and Devils. Flames and Devils go hand in hand. Imagine a Stanley Cup final, the Flames and the Devils. A final bathed in hell. Oh, well, I already used Joe Newendike. I could use him again. Oh, can't use him again. Well, poo. That sucks, but it tracks. I can't think of nobody else. There. I don't want to give up on it. Alright, Buffalo and Calgary. Yeah, that's Phil Housley. This is a bad grid. Really bad. Theo Fleury didn't play for the Devils. No, I don't think he did. Watch, I'll be wrong. Yep, wrong. I want to say, did Corey Stillman ever play for the Flyers? I want to say no. Yep, that's wrong. And Capital and Sabre. Because nobody's coming to mind right now. Like, at all. Derek Roy didn't. Tim Connolly didn't. No, Stu Barnes didn't. Yeah, I got nothing on that one, so let's just throw a name out and call it good. Yeah, did that freeze? I think that froze up. Well, I'll be damned. It did. Sad Hood movie. Let's just throw a name out here and call it a day. Yeah, that froze. That sucks. Yeah, let's boot up that classic. MVP, baby. I'm gonna say Marty Baron. I know that's wrong. This is a bad grid. I got all those wrong. That one sucks. Let's refresh and see if we got anything new. If you know anything about greatness, you're gonna love the next game that we're booting up. MVP Baseball 05, baby. But in the meantime, let's take a look here. And this one's going to be goalie-centered. Let's see. I got a funny little feel. And also, I have it muted, but dude, the soundtrack to this game is just so good. Holy crap. Might be the best soundtrack ever. I got a funny little feeling. Like a lightning rod, yeah. And of course, this was based solely all over the '04 Red Sox. Game was so good. Hey, remember them? Cardinals that year actually won 105 games, but they just ran into all the karma in the world. That was the what's it called? And you know what? As a tribute and a big middle finger to John Fisher, we're gonna play with the God blessed Oakland Athletics. Let's see, who do we want to send out? Let's send out the former Cy Young winner. Okay. Nighttime. Let's do a night game at the Oakland Coliseum. Big middle finger to John Fisher. So, for our grid, we have the Bruins, Maple Leafs, and a 30-win season. And on the left side, we got the Islanders, Predators, and the Blackhawks. So, let's go ahead and do our goalies 30-win season, and also look at the former two. I forget what year Zito won the Cy Young. I think it was 02, I want to say. And they're supposed to be only known as the Athletics this year, the A's, because they don't have a, quote, home. Screw that, dude. Ichiro. Because I ain't playing. Let's see that first pitch. It is that big hook. Threw it high. 30-win season for the New York Islanders. And he did technically, I think he had 2 of them, but he was always injured. Rick DiPietro. He did. Not a good answer. For the Nashville Predators, I want to say Dan Ellis did. No, it was Mike Smith is what I was thinking of, I want to say. The Predators, for a while, they were just plugging in backup goalies and having 30-win seasons. No, Ichiro did not just homer. Bro, what? Ichiro hit an opening pitch, or opening at bat homer. That's awesome. This one for the Blackhawks, we're going to take a guy that is not spoken of all the time, Jocelyn Tebow. Islander and a Maple Leaf. Let's see, Kenny Janssen. Bam. A Maple Leaf and a Predator. They play for Nashville and, Shen. Luke Shen. Leaf and a Blackhawk. Leaf and a Blackhawk. Steve Sullivan. No, it was Berezin. Sergei Berezin. Rest in peace. On the side. An Islander and a Bruin. Well, they having problems in Oakland. Hey, the big man, Richie Sexton. Y'all remember him? 6'10", big power hitter. But his bat died, like most do in Seattle, because Seattle. It's that ballpark. A Bruin and an Islander, though. Who played for the Bruins and the Islanders? I could be wrong here, but I think Sean Bates did. I know he was played for the Providence Bruins. Yep. Great answer. Predator and Bruin. There's a pop-up. Shallow. Man. Nashville and Boston. I'm going to have to come back to that. Now, Toronto, or Boston and Chicago, I got one. Because he barely played for the Bruins, but he did. Alexei Zhamnov. Zhamnov was a really skilled center, but he was kind of soft. The biggest trade so far we have is the Dylan Cousins trade to Ottawa for Josh Norris. So it's been kind of slow, but again, if you stop through, thank you very much. see, Nashville and Boston. Nashville and Boston. I'm probably wrong on this one. I bet I'm wrong, yeah. Rest in peace, by the way, on the answer. I chose Wade Belak. He did play for Nashville. Craig Smith, Pecker. I mean, those are like such common answers, though. Those are super common. All right. That's a deep, deep fly ball to right field, nearly to the track. So we got the Canucks, Jets, which counts under Thrashers, and only one team, Avalanche, Kings, Panthers. So getting somebody who spent their entire career only with the Florida Panthers, that's not an active player, that's something. That's something. I mean, you don't get too many options there. I mean, I could just take a Barkov. Oh, no. We could take a... Yeah. I thought he was I didn't know he didn't start with the Panthers. Got that one wrong then. Only one team with the Los Angeles Kings, being Kopitar, Dustin Brown. Can't say Marcel Dion. There aren't too many I could think. I mean, Doughty. Drew Doughty. That might be a bad answer. That might be a real bad answer. So we'll come back to it. Only one team for the Avalanche / Nordiques. I can only think of Joe Sakic, quite frankly. Actually, no. Hold on. Milan Hajduk, yep. Forgotten about Rocket Richard winner. Scored 50 goals in 02-03 for them. Good goal scorer in his career. Ooh, nice 12-6 hook. Sent him home packing. LA Kings, only one team. Only one team for the LA Kings. That's a base hit. That'll get down. Oh, man. I was just about to say Dustin Browns. I can't think of anybody else. Oh, wait, no. Dave Taylor. Yeah, hey, that's how we think. Dave Taylor, who was on the Triple Crown line in Los Angeles with Marcel Dion and Jim Fox. So he actually did play his whole career, long enough to wear that beautiful logo. That's another base hit. That'll score a run. So that one's out. So we need to do Avalanche and Jets / Thrashers. Paul Stastny comes to mind. Nobody else. And there's our big trade so far of the day. Dylan Cousins and Josh Norris being swapped in packages. Cousins hopefully can give the Senators a jump start, and Norris can get a jump start in Buffalo as the Sabres continue to try to figure it out. 1 year it's goal scoring, another year it's it's goaltending. Some years it's both. This year it's the goaltending again. Trying to think. I just got Paul Stastny. Oh, and this one's cracked. Well, shit. Let's see. Gabe Vilardi plays for Winnipeg and Florida. Winnipeg and Florida. Olli Jokinen. Bad answer. Canucks, and that's another Mike Keane, because that always works. Canucks and Kings. Willie Mitchell. Yep. And Canucks and Panthers, Mikkel Samuelsson. 8 out of 9 and a 205. Ugh. You gotta get better. Dude, I've like bombed the last 6. You gotta do better than that. Let's see what we got now. Hockey Hall of Fame, Ducks, Hurricanes, Wings, Devils, Oilers. So, Hurricane and Red Wing, Keith Primo. Hurricane and a Devil. Hurricane and a Devil. That sounds like a bad time. That sounds like a really bad time. I think Oleg Tverdovsky. Yeah, hey, all right. I like that. Carolina and Edmonton. Sergei Samsonov. So that we're off to a much better start than last time. Much better. Anaheim and Detroit. I'm going to go the bottom 6 variety with Drew Miller. I only know him because that dude had like hella gray hair in his 20s. We still don't have anything new. We're mainly waiting to hear if anything happens with Mikko Rantanen or potentially even Brad Marchand or Braden Shen, which, as I expected, New Jersey would be interested in Braden Shen. Kyle Palmieri is off the market. Let's take a look here. Shen is more the kind of player that aligns with Tom Fitzgerald's wish list. The Devils GM prefers players who he can acquire and will remain for more than just a quarter of a season and a playoff run. If the Devils can acquire Shen, the idea is that he could be the ideal third center behind Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier when New Jersey returns to full health. Shen, with a Stanley Cup on his resume, has 3 years to run on his deal with a $6.5 million cap hit. The big question for the Blues is whether they will sell off today despite being right in the mix. As expected. Yeah, let's take a look a little bit more on this Kuzmenko deal. It's just for a 2027 third-round pick. Second time he's been traded. Back on January 30th, Kuzmenko was traded to Philadelphia in the deal that brought Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee to Calgary. Now he's headed to LA, where the Kings will give them another right-shot winger. This is a low-risk move for the Kings. It is no secret they have been on the hunt for another skilled forward, and they have now gotten one in Kuzmenko. Philadelphia is not a contender right now. They need picks. Let's take a look. Go back to our grid. Anaheim and New Jersey. I'm going to go with my man Peter Sikora. And Anaheim and Edmonton. Anaheim and Edmonton, I want to say that's Ryan Whitney. Bam, we're cooking. Hockey Hall of Famer for the Red Wings. I got one. He only played a year for them. Bernie Federko is a Blue, damn it. Hockey Hall of Famer for the New Jersey Devils. Besides Brodeur, Stevens, Niedermeyer, Neuendijk. That is deep. And warning track. Jeez. This wind is nothing nice outside, man. Who else is in the Hockey Hall of Fame that played for... Claude Lemieux's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Low-key should be, though. Trying to think. That'll get down. Who else is in? That played for New Jersey. Elias is not in yet. He should be, though. Let me get back to that one. I'll have to come back there. And Edmonton Hockey Hall of Fame, I mean, come on. There's just way too many options there. Who's not obvious? I'll just go with Paul Coffey. 7%. That's not a bad answer. I thought like all the usual suspects for Edmonton would be really high. Hockey Hall of Famer that played for the New Jersey Devils. Well, I mean, Joe Nieuwendyk is kind of that guy. He could just make for a good answer. All right. Way better answer. 28. That was a much better one. Highest answer on the board was Paul Coffey at 7. Feel better about that. Try this one. 100-point season, Vegas, Tampa, and Blues, Bruins, Stars. So St. Louis Blue that had a 100-point season, Adam Oates. The ones that we have are kind of obvious. The Blues haven't had too many 100-point players. 100-point season for the Bruins, Joe Thornton. Damn, he got a hold of that. Oh, let's say. I mean, Adam Oates also works for the Bruins too. Actually, Joe Juneau works big time. Didn't think of that. 100-point player for the Dallas Stars. Have they had one? Wait a minute, because they'd always played that, very, that Ken Hitchcock style of hockey. So they never really had a system where, they let it fly. I don't want to say Mike Modano had a 100-point season because something tells me he didn't. But if so, I'm not going to say him. Because Dallas Stars history is the Minnesota North Stars. I don't know if they had anybody that did. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Say Bobby Smith. Holy crap, what a great answer. Played for Boston and Vegas. Riley Smith. Obvious answer. Played for Vegas and the Blues. I mean, come on, dude. Reeves. Dallas and Vegas. That one, I don't know. That one, I may not even know. Moving along. Tampa and Boston. Tampa Bay and Boston. No, Simone Gagne didn't play for Boston. He did play for Tampa. That's deep to the corner, and it's gone. Look, Oakland gets on the board. As the trade deadline ticks closer, GMs are sweating bullets and weighing game-changing decisions. Who will gamble on the big trade? Dive into the thrilling action. Okay, we don't have a whole lot. See, Boston and Tampa Bay. Played for both of them. I don't know, but I'm going to take a guess, and I think I'm wrong. Yep, wrong. Tampa and the Blues. Now that one's Corey Stillman. Dallas and Tampa Bay. Besides Brad Richards. Did Brandon Morrow play in Dallas? I know he played for us. He did. Well, good guess. And Dallas and Vegas. Yeah, I don't know nothing there. Boston, Tampa. I'll just have to throw a name out here. Say Jordy Ben. Nah. We don't have a whole lot of new news cooking as of right now. Scott Lawton held off the ice at Flyers practice, so it sounds like he may be moving. Okay, so we've got some news here. Let's get numbers on Lawton this year, as the Flyers are a game under 500, and see what he's done this year for the Flyers. 27 points in 60 games this year. He's been a strong defensive forward. He's been a veteran. John Tortorella said they've kept Scott Lawton off the ice because it's going to be a quick skate. Said they just want to keep his head clear because of how present his name has been in trade rumors. Oh, that's something that now we have a development there. But guys, I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. I thank you, very much appreciate all of you. Hey y'all, well, look what I just found. This coming in from Elliot Friedman. Mikko Rantanen and the Dallas Stars are closing in on an extension at 8 years, 12 annual. Would get the deal done. So it looks like we are on the verge of finally getting the news that Mikko Rantanen is about to become a Dallas Star, which, gross. Jeez. And meanwhile, back in 2005, the Ken Maka of the A's is getting Ricardo Rincon up in the bullpen. Oh, this is from Elliot Friedman. Hearing Luke Shen from the Penguins to the Jets. Hello. Now we're starting to cook, y'all. Now we're cooking. That's what I'm talking about. So I will put this in the chat. As this one is from Elliot Friedman. Because, yeah, we are now cooking. Mikko Rantanen and Dallas are closing in on an extension, and that would lock things in. And the Dallas Stars are a team that is a heavy cup contender. If you just go by points throughout the entire league, they're the third best team in the National Hockey League, and this is what they're going to acquire. Are you kidding me? Like, this is a stacked team. My goodness. They have three guys at over 25 goals. White Johnston is a stud. He's almost a point per game at 21 years old. And then you have Otter, who, even though I am a Blues guy, I'm a huge fan of Jake Ottinger. Huge fan of Otter. Yeah, we're gonna punt. Oh yeah, we already did that one. But that's the big news right now. Now Lucas Shen going to the Winnipeg Jets just adds more veteran toughness and leadership to their blue line, and we're definitely starting to heat up now. We are definitely heating up now. See. There's the Kuzmenko trade on the NHL's website. But Elliot Friedman has it that we're going to get the deal done that will send Mikko Rantanen from Carolina to Dallas, and they're going to extend him 8 years, $96 million. Hello, nurse. A team like the Dallas Stars is going to become ridiculously stacked because they're in the arms race. They've got to load up against the Winnipeg Jets. Because right now they're the favorites in the Western Conference. Let's play some more grid. We got the Rangers, Pens, 50 Apples, Avs, Leafs, and Sabres. So for the Sabres, I'm going to go Danny Briere. Leafs for helpers. I don't know if he did, but we're going to guess Dave Keon. No. Shock. And for the Avalanche, where's Bruce? Oh, I got one. Because you wouldn't think to put him for the Avalanche, but Matt Sundin, because he was drafted by the Nordiques. So who played for the Penguins and the Avalanche? Oh, Jerome McGinley did. Gross. Just ew. Gary Roberts. Gary Roberts probably one of the five toughest players ever played in the league. Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Nothing's coming to mind there. Whoa, wait a minute. Get out. Y'all check this out. Brad Marchand to the Maple Leafs. Insider reveals shocking possibility. Nah, there are some things I'd be willing to buy. Now, him in a Leafs uni? Never. This is from Kevin Weeks. As the trade deadline looms, the chatter around potential blockbuster deals is heating up, and this one could be the biggest of them all. Marchand to the Leafs in a jaw-dropping cross-rivalry move. As I mentioned a month ago on TSN Hockey ahead of Trade Center, no team needs Brad Marchand more than the Maple Leafs. He's a winner, and they could use his big-time playoff experience. He isn't wrong in that statement, but Brad Marchand in Toronto Blue just seems wrong on every edge. But you know what? He's a Craig Berube type of player. Like, Chief would love someone like him. I could not imagine. Nah, that's wild, y'all. What do you think of that? Brad Marchand, Toronto Maple Leaf? Can you? Now that would absolutely make everyone crap their pants. Brad Marchand being traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now here's another one. This is Bodog with a prediction of Brad Marchand to the Oilers, Brock Besser to the Lightning. Now this would obviously this wouldn't work on the grounds that Kyle Palmieri was just taken off the trade market. Brandon Tanev to Toronto, Ricard Raquel to Edmonton, and Erik Karlsson to the Wings. We will see. But that will get people talking in a heartbeat. Brad Marchand, Toronto Maple Leaf. Things you don't want to ever imagine. Because it just doesn't sound right at all. Alright, let's see. Leaf and a Ranger. Brian Leach is the easy answer there. Did Brian Marchand play for the Rangers? No. Let's toss in on that one. I wouldn't have anybody. This one's just players here. Edmonton, Vancouver. Rafi Torres. Ottawa, Vancouver. Peter Schaefer. Tom Wilson owns the Rangers this time. No, but he's been a menace this year, per usual. Let's take a look, actually, because I'm not sure what he's in. Damn, yeah, he's been great. 49 points. He's only got 59 penalty minutes. Now, that's impressive. That is absolutely impressive. Alright, the extension for Mikko Rantanen has been officially confirmed. Now we're looking for the trade details to see who is going to Raleigh and who's leaving Dallas. Now, Tom Wilson, 28, 28 goals, 49 points, plus 17. He's been more disciplined, if you want to, say so. He's never had a 30-goal season. Honestly, Tom Wilson would be a bigger star in the 90s. Much bigger star. His style of play would be valued more then. Can you imagine him going up against prime Keith Tkachuk and Eric Lindros and Jeremy Roenick? All the big power forwards there. Peter Forsberg. Okay, Montreal and Vancouver. Damn it, that's Mike Keane again. That one works every time, bro. Works every time. Montreal, San Jose, Craig Rive. Ottawa, San Jose. Milan Mahalik. Edmonton, San Jose. Edmonton and the Sharks. Nabokov didn't play in Edmonton, I don't think. Rolison didn't. Oh, Mike Greer. Islanders and Oilers. Nilsson. Robert Nielsen. Mike Comrie. And Montreal. And damn it, I had his name on the tip of my tongue. Montreal, New York Islanders. Do Turgeon. Since he almost killed Son, he's been better. And his penalty minutes have generally gone down. 50. This is the most disciplined he's easily been. I mean, 2023, he was averaging 2.5 penalty minutes, damn near a game. 96 penalty minutes in 47 games in 2021. Dude came in as basically a goon who had to feed 172 penalty minutes. Yeah, he's much better now. He's a late bloomer. Oh, one more. Pierre Turgeon's too obvious a name. Much too obvious. Oh, Mark Street. That's a strong one. Well, clearly, because he's too valuable of a player to spend so much time in the penalty box. He had to become more disciplined. I mean, look, he's even got 11 power play goals this year. So yeah, he had to become more disciplined because the Capitals needed him on the ice more. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's a much better score. Much better. The less pictures, the better. Oh wow. So we got the Wild on this one. 300 or more wins, 1,000 or more points for a career on the top. And on the left side, we got Dallas, Los Angeles, and born outside of the US 50 and DC. So we really got to think for this one. Really got to think here. Now, the Minnesota-Dallas thing, I'm probably not going to get. I can't think of anybody who played for the Wild and the Stars. I really can't right now. Yeah, I really can't. Let's go to 300 or more wins. I mean, that's easily Eddie Belfour. Or no, Andy Moog. 1,000 or more career points and played for the Stars. I mean, that's also Neuendijk, Hull, Modano, Ciccarelli, Dino Ciccarelli. Bam, let's go. One of the great names of all time and a Hockey Hall of Famer. Oh, hello. Hello, Winnipeg is at it again. Brandon Tanev to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2027 second. Let's get some numbers, because good grief, the Winnipeg Jets are ridiculous, and they go and acquire Brandon Tanev from the Seattle Kraken. He has 17 points this year in 60 games, so his production is down, but that is a good pickup as a bottom six. He's a pest, but he's a good two-way player. So he's headed back to the Jets, as a matter of fact. He spent his first 4 years, so he's headed back. So there's another one, a Brandon Tanev to the Winnipeg Jets for a 2027 second round pick. I need some help, some more help with this one. Kings and Wild. I think that's also Willie Mitchell. It definitely is. A 300-plus winning goaltender who played for the LA Kings. Grant Fuhr. If I could spell. And the Mariners win the game over there. Yeah, 6-1. Let's take a look at that box score. Ichiro homered. Jamie Moyer went the distance. 1 earned on 3 hits, struck out 1. Barry Zito, 6 innings, 4 earned, 7 hits, walked 6. That's very un-Barry Zito-like, y'all. Very un-Barry Zito-like. But he did not have himself a good day, I tell you that. Let's see what else we got going here. Let's throw another classic on. Try to keep it in the good old days of high school. Back in high school, let's fire up some NCAA 2005. Yeah, Brandon Tanev, that's a second round pick. And this is absolutely crazy. $96 million. See, hey, guess what? There's a sports team in the state of Texas that wants to spend some damn money. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm still very mad about that. God damn it. Still very hot about that. Who do we pick as a favorite team? Let's go with Old Mizzou. Can never go wrong. Da 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 da. Let's randomize this thing. Yeah, we ain't playing with no ace steady, bro. That ain't happening. Da 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 da. Let's go with the 0-4 Florida Gators. Have them play UCLA. There you go. Get you some of that old Maurice Jones-Drew action, or back when they was called him Maurice Drew. Brock Besser rumors heating up. Will he be traded before the trade deadline? We're going to find out. Now, that would be a huge get for any team that's contending that needs help with scoring. LA King, 1,000 points in their career. Gary Curry. 1,000 points and born outside of the 50 states and DC. Peter Stastny. %1 on that answer. Hell yeah. 300 or more wins and born outside of the 50 states. Nabokov. And a player born outside the 50 states and DC. Let us see. For the Minnesota Wild, Gabrick's too obvious. Martin Havlat. He did play for the Wild. Someone to play for Dallas and Minnesota. That one, I don't know, and I'm probably going to get it wrong. Oh, shoot. That's not running as smooth as I was hoping. Turn that down. See if that helps. Oh, it definitely did. Minnesota, Dallas. Oh, Dwayne Rollison. He was the backup to Eddie Belfour. No. Well, that's whack. No, it was Manny Fernandez. It was Manny Hernandez. That's who it was. Shit. Whoa! Hearing the Leafs are trading for Scott Lawton. Let's see if we have some confirmation there. Let's see if we got some confirmation on that. But that's one thing we're hearing is potentially Scott Lawton has been traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yep, there it is. And picks coming back. That is Grabenkin and a first is the return to Philly for Scott Lawton. Also picks coming back to Toronto. So let's take a look at what the Flyers are acquiring from the Leafs. I think he might be a prospect that they're acquiring. Nikita Grabenkin was a 5th round pick in the 2022 draft, 6'2", 210-pound winger out of Russia. So the Leafs go and acquire more defense in Scott Lawton. So that's what we got right now. Scott Lawton being traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll get the full details on that trade as it comes through. Yeah, I'm just going to wing it on this because I generally... Oh, yeah, I got it wrong. 128. That was good. Yeah, Mass pissed me off too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, we're all super, super salty about that, dude. We're so mad. And all the karma, it's deserved. Alright, let's try this here. Flames, Blues, Caps, first round draft pick, Predators, Bruins. Well, this one I get to be obscure. Brent Cron, because he was a complete bust. A super, super bust. This one... Caps first rounder. Played for Calgary and Nashville. Oh, Jokinen. Dude bounced all over the place when he left Florida. He also would have worked for us in Nashville too. That's pretty wicked. This one I think I can only think of one guy who's played for both of us, and that's outside of Ole Jokinen. Oh, Bear Jackman. That one hurt. That hurt. Bear should have stayed as a Blue. Right, Capitals and yeah, because this was a horrendous trade. Martin Erat, one of the worst trades of all time. Yep, that killed my thing, which I had a feeling it might. Mark Savard. Blue and a Bruin. That's Adam Oates, but also Dennis Wideman. Capital and a Bruin. Oh. Anson Carter. Damn it, I would have had a much better score if not for that Martin Erat shit. No, those answers were good. Generally good. Alright, 40 goal scorer for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Dave Andrechuk. Simon Gagne. 40 goal scorer. Vanek. Leaf and again, Joe Newendijk. Like, he works for so many answers. Devil and a Flyer. Devil and a Flyer. See, nothing else right now, so it's quieting down, but we are waiting to get more details on the Scott Laughton trade, and here we go. A 4th, 6th to the Leafs, along with Laughton in exchange for a first and Nikita Grabenkin. The Flyers are also retaining half of Laughton's $3 million cap hit until the end of next season. It is no secret that the Leafs have been on the hunt for a third-line center, and they were linked to Laughton over the last several months because of it. Now they've landed their guy. Laughton has appeared in 60 games with 27 points, 129 hits, and a -17. So there it is, a multiple draft picks and Scott Laughton to the Toronto Maple Leafs for prospect and a first-round pick. But this now the Leafs get the center depth that Berube very much values and the team needs, so they can spread the wealth with their forwards. Philadelphia and New Jersey, who played for both. I don't know. Not right now. I don't know. But Buffalo and New Jersey. That also was Dave Andrechuk. That would have worked there too. Oh, I don't know. Philly and New Jersey, or Buffalo and New Jersey. Buffalo and New Jersey. No, Wayne Simmons did not play for the Devils. But for the Flyers, that's what it was. Moving along. I'm stumped there. Alright, Anaheim and Toronto. Mr. Injured all the time, Joffrey Lupul. Not a good answer. He also would have worked for Philly and Anaheim too. Ducks and Flyers. Ducks and the Flyers. Hey, Fumbo! Big fella got it. So I'm stumped there too, because I want to say Ray Emery played for the Ducks, but he didn't. So we're going to pass on that one. Anaheim and Buffalo. Anaheim and Buffalo. I want to say Tony Ludman. Hey, good answer. Good answer. Flyers and the Sabres. Yeah, the Ducks and the Flyers, though. No, I was going to say Yanni Pitkinen, but he played for Philly, not Anaheim. Alright, we'll just bounce. I got nothing. Oh, yeah, Taylor Hall did play for... well, yeah, he won a Hart Trophy with the Devils. Forgot he went to the Sabres. He probably wishes he'd forget, too. Now that I remember, that was a bad time for him. There it is. Yeah, Mikko Rantanen headed to Dallas. Still waiting to get the finalized details on that trade. Oh, we got a pick. Florida just gave the ball right back. So we got the Penguins, Panthers, 500 goal scorer. Islanders, Blackhawks, and the Hurricanes. Who was a 500 goal scorer for the Hurricanes / Whalers? That's a stumper right there. Well, going past for the Blackhawks, they've had more than one 500 goal scorer suit up for them. I mean, obviously Bobby Hull. I want to say Makita did. I'm not sure. Somebody texted me. Don't want to. I mean, Roenick, Bobby Hull. Did Savard score 500 goals? No, did not. 500 goal scorer for the Islanders. Bossy. LaFontaine didn't. Could have, easily. Ziggy Palffy did not. Could have. Dang, that dude's hard to stop there. Jeez. Turgeon. He sure did. Played for the someone played for the Panthers and the Islanders. Besides Roberto Luongo. Oh, look, it's Ole Jokinen again. Dude works every time. He was drafted, I believe, by the Kings, and then he got dealt to the Islanders, and then before he found his footing with the Panthers. Who played for the Blackhawks and the Panthers? Oh, Lyle Odeline did. That's a good one. Canes, and that's Ray Whitney. He most definitely did. I've been hoping to be able to use this as an answer. Penguins, Islanders. Darius Kasparaitis. Hell yeah. Not the best answer, but I was just hoping to be able to use that one. Penguins, Blackhawks. Oh, another punchable face. Matthew Barnaby. Hurricanes, Penguins, Matt Cullen. Finally getting some names in here that have been stuck on my head. Quote, Ryan O'Reilly wasn't interested in a reunion with the Maple Leafs at the trade deadline. So for those who are wondering about Ryan O'Reilly, no, he is not going anywhere. So it seems. No, at least no desire to go play in Toronto again. 500 goal scorer. I don't know if Makita did. I bet I'm wrong. No, I got that right. Ron Francis did score 500 goals. Just thought he had a shitload of apples, which he does. He's second all time in assists. All right, a 30-win season for Ottawa, Detroit, the New York Rangers. So let's go ahead and get these out of the way. John Van Beesbrook. Manny Legacy. And Ron Tugnut in Ottawa. No, I thought he did. Guess not. Sad. Then it would have been William. Smolinski there. Detroit, Montreal. Did Danny Markov play for Montreal? I think he played for the Wings. No, wrong. Canadians. Scott Gomez. Terrible trade made between those two teams. That was a bad deal. Alright, we are now within an hour 45 minutes of the trade deadline ending. Still waiting on the full details of the Mikko Rantanen trade. We know his contract's been extended by Dallas, but we're waiting to hear who is going where involving these two teams. Tampa and Ottawa. Oh, Vinny Prospel. And Tampa and Detroit, Dino Ciccarelli. That's more known. But what is going on with that football? Can someone grab the damn ball? What the hell is going on? That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now I need to see what the hell just happened there. So, dude forced the fumble, and the ball just kicked up and decided to dance all over the place. Now that's weird. That was super weird. All right, who's played for the Lightning and the Rangers? That's not. That is not. What's it called? Callahan and St. Louis or McDonough. Who played for both? Played for those teams. Where are you throwing that ball? These quarterbacks have been butt. No, I think this is wrong. Oh, and Brad Richards. You know what? I'll say Brad Richards. Bad answer. Actually, 3%. 3%. I thought it would have been higher. Much higher. Let's see. Alex Kovalev, yeah, with Ottawa. Man. Is right in his future trade bait. Doubt it. If you're going to extend a guy, if you're going to trade for him, then extend him. Yeah, you're making a commitment. And you're looking to win a Stanley Cup. Point blank. Alright, we got the Avs, Jets, one team only. Wild, Bruins, Oilers. So let's go with the Minnesota Wild, only one team. Only one team. Mikko Koivu. He didn't play. I thought he ended his career with the Wild. Wow. He's like the one guy I think of, like, in terms of a long-term dude who played there. That's crazy. All right, Boston Bruins, only one team. I mean, yeah, Patrice Bergeron, Bobby Orr. But let's not make it so obvious. Buchek, did he? No, he didn't. No, we're over 2. He's a Hall of Famer because of what he did with Boston. Got it. Fair. All right. Played their entire career. The only one franchise, Edmonton Oilers. Who played their whole career in Edmonton? The key is I'd much rather get them wrong than just throwing names out just to have them filled. Alright, we're going to go ahead and full screen this so you can see. This is the Andrei Kuzmenko deal. The Flyers receive a 2027 third rounder from the Kings in exchange for Kuzmenko, and they send a 7th rounder this year to Los Angeles. So those are the trade details for Andrei Kuzmenko, and hopefully he's able to add some depth scoring for the LA Kings, and he's finally on a team that's in a contending spot. I'd imagine maybe he wasn't the happiest going to a rebuilding team in Philadelphia. Only one team, Edmonton. Couldn't say Ryan Smith, and he never wanted to leave Edmonton. He got traded to the Islanders and just cried his eyes out. We're not looking for guys that are active. Like, that's what I try to go for, is players that are not active, or at least they're not like too new and too fresh. So Edmonton, only one team. How far off the beaten path can we go with this? I'm going to take a stab here and say Ethan Morrow. No, well, he did play a long time for Edmonton. So we're 0 for 3. We just whiffed on this whole category. That sucks. Hey, Winnipeg / Atlanta and Minnesota. That would be Danny Healy, because he did play for the Wild and Thrashers. So Atlanta. This one is a little tricky. Blake Wheeler. Not according to everybody else. That's awful. Edmonton and Winnipeg. Edmonton and Winnipeg. Oh, yeah. Since this one's cooked, let's just do a Vander Kane. Yeah, let's get the shit. Normally, I don't go for that, but yeah, these answers are bad. They're really bad. Minnesota and Colorado. No, he didn't play for the Wild, did he? No. Well, shoot. I mean, I've already kind of crapped the bed on that one. If Mikko Rantanen goes to Dallas, which he is, I think Carolina is a player for Brock Besser. Now, that would be interesting to fill in top 6 scoring, to which, if we go look at the Hurricanes, let's see what their ranking is offensively. They're 9th in scoring and 8th in points allowed. And Rantanen added 6 points in 13 games for Carolina, but they probably are in need of some additional forward goal scoring, even though they have 10 forwards with at least 11 goals. I'm generally surprised they didn't try to package up like a Marty Necas for Rantanen. That did surprise me, quite frankly. Let's see. Oh, Andrew Burnett. Boston and Colorado. Do not know at all. Not a damn clue. Pass. Edmonton, Colorado. Edmonton and Colorado. Something tells me Marc-Andre Bergeron played for the Avalanche, but I think I'm wrong. Something tells me I'm very wrong there. But we're going to guess. Yep, and wrong. Got 4 out of 9 there. Besides Ray Borg, Tyson Berry. Okay. Yeah, that was a shit grid. Still haven't even topped anything close to that first one. So this one is just teams. Let's see. Buffalo and Toronto. Buffalo and Toronto. Toronto and San Jose, and Toronto Columbus, the Blue Jackets. Yeah, y'all were just baiting for David Corks, and that's awful. I mean, that didn't work whatsoever for anybody. The only team he was good and healthy with was New Jersey. And we don't have a lot going on right now. What is the game in the corner? That is NCAA Football 2005. It's one of my favorite college games. Thanks, Justice. Appreciate you joining in. This was the first game that featured your ability to make the stadium rumble and intimidate players. It's a very, very good game. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. And here's the thing: it's so old, and I have all the rosters named for it. You'll find the names of current college football head coaches, and in one case, a Super Bowl winning head coach is a quarterback on this game. So, thank you again. I super appreciate you checking us out today, man. Super, super appreciate it. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of news. Like I said, I think the main thing we're still waiting on the trade details for Mikko Rantanen. Way I'm looking at it, it may be a win-win for both teams. So we go to the worldwide leader and see what we have here. Now we've got some more information on Jonathan Allen. Earlier in the month, the team had granted Allen permission to seek a trade after telling him they were not going to extend his contract. He was entering the final year of his deal with a $15.5 million base salary and no more guaranteed money remaining. A handful of teams expressed interest in Allen but anticipated his release and felt they could sign him to a more desirable deal. By releasing Allen, Washington saved $16.3 million in space. The Commanders just drafted defensive tackle Johnny Newton in the second round last year, and he started alongside Deron Payne. Allen missed time with a torn left pec. Let's see. In 8 seasons, 42 sacks, 108 starts, he'd been durable. In the previous 6 years, he'd only missed 3 games. Wow. Oh, he's gonna be a hot commodity for sure. Will Utah make a move? Send us your thoughts. I can't see them making anything major. I know they just acquired Ian Cole just recently, which is a solid depth piece. Of course, Cole is a former Blue. And I haven't touched anything on this grid yet. Because a lot of these are like Beatty ass answers. Dave Andrechuk, that's easy. Owen Nolan, that one's easy. And that's picked. David Clarkson and Nathan Horton, those are terrible, terrible, answers. Vancouver and Buffalo. I don't think Thomas Vanek played for the Sabres. Could be wrong though, but I don't think he did. Alright, here we go. We have the details of the trade. It is official. The Dallas Stars acquire Mikko Rantanen from Carolina for forward Logan Stankoven and 2 first-round draft picks. And of course, Rantanen will be extending his contract 8 years, $96 million at a $12 million hit. Logan Stankoven was a top prospect of the Dallas Stars. So this is what they are sending over. And he's a small guy. He's got 29 points in 59 games. So he's a half a point per game guy. But this is basically what they're acquiring. Last year he had 57 points in 47 games with Texas of the AHL. So they're getting a dynamite scorer and playmaker. He's a second round pick in 2021. That's the main crux of it, because and let's take a look at, with 29 points. What was his time on ice? 15 minutes per game, 46% on the dot. So he's less than 50%. But at 5'8", he's not going to be taking draws, I can imagine, for the Hurricanes. But that's the main piece in terms, and also the two first. Let's see if we can get what years those picks are going to come into. Whether those are either of those are this year or they're, in all likelihood, they are futures. So we're waiting to see what's said there. And homeboy pops that field goal in. Let's see. Dallas and Columbus. Who the hell played for Dallas and Columbus? Son of a bitch. I think Ray Whitney played for Columbus too. He did. Like, he literally played for everyone, man. Yeah, that works. Dallas and Buffalo, though? I don't know. Oh, I know. Stu Barnes. Yeah, that definitely works. This one, I don't know. I don't really know. But the Hurricanes have now officially sent out, have sent Mikko Rantanen after acquiring him in a blockbuster from the Avalanche. So there's the big deal. There is still a little bit of hey, hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Not hockey related, but oh man, for WWE, Lex Luger finally going to the WWE Hall of Fame. Oh, that does the heart so good. That does the heart so good. It is so long overdue. Oh wait, hold on. And be inducted by. Oh, Cody's surprised though.
Little surprise visit. Surprise visit. Hey.
I gotta see this.
Hey.
Oh, GDP.
You doing all right? I'm doing great. Is he going through down here? Yes. Oh my gosh. On behalf of WWE, we would like you to be part of the 2025 class of the WWE.
Let's go.
You're gonna stand up, get up for that. Oh yeah.
Hey, stood up for that. Yes. Dude, hell yeah. The total package is going. Damn right he is. That is awesome. Oh, man. Oh, that just made my heart smile so much. And damn right, Lex Luger got out of his wheelchair for that. And it made so much sense for Cody Rhodes to make that surprise announcement to Lex, considering how much he, Lex meant to his dad. And Dusty worked a lot with Lex. Oh man, that WCW at its best. The total package, the greatest athlete, the greatest body in the whole world today. Lex is one of my favorites growing up, dude. So yeah, there's just some breaking news you get to check out here. Lex Luger going to the WWE Hall of Fame. Damn right, and an oh hell yeah. That's the coolest. That's a damn cool Friday moment. Oh man. So I believe for this year's Hall of Fame, so it's Triple H, Michelle McCool, and Lex Luger. So we gotta get a Demolition in. They signed a Legends deal. Gotta get Demolition in now. I mean, that just writes itself. Oh yeah, no shit, right? Mark Cuban, Mavs should have gotten a better deal for Luka Doncic. They should have, but they didn't try. Quote, if the Mavs are going to trade Luka, that's one thing. Just get a better deal. No disrespect to Anthony Davis, but I still firmly believe if we had gotten 4 unprotected ones in Anthony Davis and Max Christie, this would be a different conversation. Cuban retained 27.7% of the team after selling the majority stake in 2024, but he said his involvement with the Mavericks is no longer a factor in any team decisions. He wouldn't say whether he would have traded Doncic. I'm not going there. It doesn't matter. No, we know. Say it. We know you wouldn't. Come on, dude. Cuban was at the front of the decision-making line when the Mavericks acquired Doncic on draft night in a trade with the Atlanta Hawks, who dealt Doncic for the Mavs first-rounder Trae Young. Doncic was traded by general manager Nico Harrison to the Lakers last month. You can check that video out on my second channel, the Human Sports Encyclopedia, by the way. I was legit about to go to bed, and that happened. So, check it out. And also, subscribe to the channel. It's in the description. In return, we know we didn't get enough. Not at all. Not at all. For comparison, the cost for the Suns to acquire Kevin Durant 2 years before, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 unprotected futures and a pick swap in 28. Dallas cited the team's, quote, culture as part of the reason for trading Doncic, while also expressing concern over the organization's ability to re-sign him as a free agent. The conundrum was familiar for Cuban, who likened the scenario to deciding to move on from Steve Nash. I went through this before with Steve Nash left and then won 2 MVPs. The good news is we went to the finals and won a championship. So I've been through something, but there wasn't social media back then, so it wasn't quite the same. You're going to make mistakes. I think the biggest challenge the Mavs have right now is there's nobody who's really outgoing to communicate. Currently 10th in the West. So that barely puts us in the play-in. God damn it. Just, god damn it. So irritated. So annoyed. But I will not be getting mad in my own house. Yes, I might crap in the bed on that one. So we are an hour 20 remaining in the stream, or in the trade deadline, and it seems like things have slowed to a crawl. So on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Those who have who came through and hung out. Thank you again so much for spending part of your Friday with me. I will have a recap of the trade deadline on the second page, the Human Sports Encyclopedia. I will also learn how to get streaming set up on that channel, but I'll have a separate video breaking down all the major moves for the trade deadline on that channel. But until then, this is your boy K-Rob. Thank you again. If you like what you see here, run the likes up, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And thank you for your continued support. I'll see you in the next one, guys.